Bloom likes to go wide, whereas Blue Flare likes it when you go wide. So in this matchup, it seems like Blue Flare is going to be highly favored, but we'll see because both of these decks are very volatile, very quick. Bloom is going to hatch the Argomon and Digivolve into the Pomimon, then Digivolving into the Weedmon for 1. It's a good way to choke your opponent, and Blue Flare player is going to start by hatching the Wanyamon and Digivolving to the Gaussmon. Definitely a good setup because he'll be able to play something for free with it. He plays the male Birdramon. This is going to allow him to play the Kiriha for free. The Agitarmon is Digivolved in Raising, keeping that safe, and then playing the Palmon. So searching the top 4, able to grab a Fairy and a Vegetation, only Vegetation targets, so they're going to grab another Palmon, probably setting up for next turn. Moving out the Gaussmon, they're going to see it swing at security and it will be deleted. The Wanyamon does allow him to draw 1, and he's going to play out the Decadramon, which will just allow him to draw 2 cards. He's going to swing in with the male Birdramon, and because he has Kiriha, when it's deleted in security, he does get to save it. Now he's going to play out the Metal Greymon, suspending Kiriha so he can use the male Birdramon. He does get to stun the Palmon as well, swinging with Rush for 2 checks. He does get deleted on the second check, but he gets to material save too, so they both just go back under Kiriha. He's going to play the Blazing Memory Boost, one of the strongest memory boosts, just to end his turn, but that does leave Bloom with 5 to be able to work on their turn, grabbing a Metal Greymon and a Gaussmon, so we know that he's going to be able to rush again next turn if he gets the chance to. Agitarmon is going to move out, suspending to use the main effect to be able to play out another Palmon, searching the top 4. Will we see a Fairy and a Vegetation this time? No, only Vegetation, so we'll see what they grab. They're going to grab the Blossomon, now limited to 1 during this, so it's very strong. It's a very good pick there. Digivolving into the Weedmon for 1, will we see them go into the Blossomon for 0? Digivolving into the Red Vegemon, so another 1-cost Evo, probably searching for something here. We do see them Digizorb into the Blossomon, so that is going to cost 0. And then they go into the Bloomlordmon. Okay, so they'll suspend the Red Vegemon, they'll gain a memory for the Agitarmon, plus the 3 memory from the Bloomlord's effect, and then that'll be able to unsuspend, gain Piercing for the turn. They'll swing, that's 2 checks Piercing at 14,000 DP, and both checks go through without any problems. Kiriha does get set on the field, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for them. They're going to then go into another Bloomlordmon, so this would be really good. They'd be able to unsuspend and swing here, but it was stunned at the start of the turn, so they can't do that. Instead, they'll go into Quartzmon. Oh my god, the UFO. Quartzmon is going to suspend all other Digimon and Tamers, and then for every 2 suspended Digimon or Tamers, they gain 1 memory. So even though it costs 6, they're actually only going to pay 4. Kiriha sets them to 3 at the start of their turn. They're going to hatch the Wanyamon, then we'll see what they do because none of their Digimon or Tamers can unsuspend. They'll Digivolve into the Gaussmon, and then they're going to choose to play another Blazing Memory Boost to search, maybe just to be able to get enough memory to potentially play 2 Metal Greymon, I'm not sure, but they can't use the cross effect for the Kiriha. Grabbing the Greymon and a Zeeg Greymon there, and then playing another Kiriha. He is unsuspended, but Quartzmon attacking can suspend that as well. Bloom player is going to hatch the Argomon, they're going to unsuspend the Quartzmon. They've still got 3 security to get through. They'll Digivolve into the Palmon and Raising. Then we see the Quartzmon swing, it gets to suspend the Kiriha, and then for every 5 Digimon or Tamers suspended, they trash the top card of security, so just 1, and then 1 check. The check is actually going to be the new option, which is Great Maelstrom, I believe it's called. And that's going to bottom deck the Quartzmon right away. And they're going to play another Palmon just to search top 4. They'll be able to grab the Agitarmon, putting the rest at the bottom of the deck. And we'll see what else they can do. They're going to Digivolve into the Sunflowermon. So they'll do the when Digivolving effect just to suspend it and then play out a Red Vegemon. So they've got a lot of things on board now, but with everything unsuspended and the Gaussmon moving up, we've got the 1 check from the Gaussmon. It will get deleted. So they do get to play something, but then they've got the Metal Greymon, so they're just going to shortcut that and go to Game 2. Game 2 starts and Wanyamon is going to be hatched. Then they're going to Digivolve into the Dracomon. Then they're going to play the Greymon, which will allow them to search the top 4. they're able to grab the Dracomon, the Superior Mode, or the Blazing Memory Boost. They're going to make sure that they grab the Blazing Memory Boost. Between the two, they're going to grab the Dracomon, actually. Bottom decking the other two. And we're going to see the Bloom player hatch the Argomon. They're going to Digivolve into the Pomomon, and then just Digivolve again into the Weedmon. We could potentially see them play a Mimi here to choke with one. Instead, they're going to play the Green Memory Boost to build the top four. Going to grab the Pomomon. I think that's the only valid target from what they actually saw there as well. And then they're playing the Analog Youth. This isn't actually a normal pick, so look at the top three. They'll choose one to keep, two to trash. They're going to grab the Agitarmon. Back over to Blue Flare player, and we'll see if they have anything that they can actually do this turn. They're going to move out the Dracomon, then play the Kiriha, so very simple turn for them. The Bloom player is going to crack the Green Memory Boost, and then they're going to Digivolve into the Agitarmon in Raising. So trying to set up for a big turn next turn, I think. And now we see the Mimi come onto the field, the obvious choice in these decks. A lot of decks are choosing not to run them now. We'll see the Wanyamon hatch and Digivolve into the Dracomon. And then they're going to swing the Greymon into security. It is not deleted. He probably might have been fine with it being deleted because he does have the Kiriha out now. So with the Dracomon, Dracomon does get deleted with that, but we get the draw from the Wanyamon before that. And then playing the Blazing Memory Boost. So Mimi will set to 3, so they're just going to do that early. Looking at the top 6, they can grab those two there and play the Kiriha, so they'll have a deck of Greymon in hand and another Greymon to search if they're still missing pieces. No male Birdmons at the moment. We'll see them move out the Agitarmon, the Bloom side. They're going to start by suspending that and then playing out the Palmon, so they'll search the top 4 cards. They can grab a Vegetation and a Fairy. I don't think that they have any Fairies there, so they're looking at grabbing the Sunflowermon. They will grab that, immediately choosing to Digivolve that on top of the Palmon for 2. They'll draw, and then they can do the Suspend effect. There's probably a few choices that they have here, but they choose to go with the Pomomon. This is the one that if it gets suspended by an effect, you can suspend your opponent's Digimon. They are going to suspend that and go into the Cherrymon for 1. Cherrymon is really good in this matchup because even if you can't block, you can still redirect the attack into a suspended Digimon, finishing the turn with Terriermon, so just stopping any of that memory gain from Blazing Memory Boost. Greymon on suspends. See if they choose to move out as well. They're going to draw. They are going to move out. Attacks can be redirected. They are going to swing. Letting the attack go through. Greymon is going to live. And then we see the Dracomon swing in. Will that one get redirected? Wanyamon draw. You just see another check. Okay, they're down to 1 security. They might have been playing safe because if they did have Metal Greymon, they could do the swing and then unsuspend. So they might want to save it for that. Greymon is potentially going to come out. So we do see the Metal Grey coming on top of the Greymon, the cross conditions, but still cost too much memory. They don't have the male Birdramon. The Bloom player is going to hatch the Argomon, going to unsuspend. Argomon is going to gain them a memory as well. They've got 4 checks on board, potentially 5 with the Mimi, Digivolving into the Palmon and Raising. And we get that one last check. So they Digivolve into the Weedmon, and then Digivolving into the Agitarmon. So got a lot of ways of spamming out their board now. Going to suspend and then play out the Yakimon for a blocker. And then Digivolving into the Lotusmon. That's interesting. That's going to suspend the Metal Greymon. It will not be able to unsuspend during their unspent phase. So it seems like they've bought themselves a turn. The Blue Flare player is going to draw. Going to hatch the Wanyamon again. Digivolving to the Gaussmon. And they're probably trying to think of a way to unsuspend during their turn. They'll play the Dracomon. And then playing out a Greymon again. So probably still searching for that male Birdmon. With the top 4.
I want my bird.
Want a bird?
I want my bird. I want my bird.
Still don't see it. So they're going to grab 2 of the Blue Flare cards, grabbing the Blazing Memory Boost and the Decadramon. If they are able to play Decadramon, they'll draw 6 cards, but they might not get that chance. Getting set to 3 from Mimi. Moving out, we have 6 checks on board, so they have enough to just swing for game. They'll spend Mimi to hatch another egg. Digivolving into the Palmon. And then we're just going to see them start making some checks. So swinging with the Palmon. We're going to see a Gaussmon in security. So Palmon actually does live. It's going to be really good if they can actually go into a Bloom. Swinging with the Yakimon. That does get deleted. Agitarmon is next. He is going to swing in. And he does not get deleted either. Then Cherrymon. So we're just going for full swings. Doesn't get deleted. And then going for the quartz just to make sure that no option could intervene with that. It does cost 6, but they're going to be able to gain 6 whole memory back, so it doesn't even cost anything. Completely free. They're going to swing in, it will trash the last card of security, and that is game. Game 3 is going to start with the Bloom player. They're going to hatch the Argomon, Digivolve into the Pomamon, and then play out the green memory boost. I think the key here is the blue flare player is going to need to be fast on their turn. The search is going to grab the Pomamon. They're going to put the rest in the bottom of the deck. That starts the blue flare player's turn. They're going to draw, hatch the Wanyamon, Digivolve into the Dracomon, and then they're going to play the Greymon, which will choke their opponent to 4. They'll get a good search off here, able to grab the Metal Greymon and another Greymon. The Bloom player is going to start their turn. They're going to stay in Raising and just play the Palmon. They're going to be able to search top 4, see if they get the Fairy and the Vegetation this time. Looks like there's only Veggie targets, so they'll get the Weedmon. Blue flare player is going to draw. They're going to do a real quick turn, just play the Kiriha, passing back. This isn't the tempo start that I was hoping to see from them. Going to Digivolve into the Weedmon. And then just a little check from Palmon. It will get deleted in security, but I suppose that's better than just having it permanently stunned on board, so might be what they're anticipating. Digivolving into Agitarmon, they'll pass the turn. Kiriha sets to 3. Going to move out the Dracomon, swing its security, the Metal Greymon. It does live. The only real thing that they were probably worried about is maybe a Grandel Sol, but not many decks are even running that now. The Dracomon will swing in, drawing from the Wanyamon. It will get deleted. And then we see the triple threat tamer coming down. This is going to be super useful for being able to draw and gain memory on their turn. Agitarmon is going to move out from Raising, going to use the effect, spending itself to play out a Palmon. So still searching for something. Looking at the top 4, we do get a Fairy target and Lotusmon. Then thinking about the Veggie targets, we'll grab the Sunflowermon. And we saw how crucial the Lotusmon was in the previous game, so might see them just go into that now just to stave off another turn. They'll crack the green memory boost, and Digivolve into the Sunflowermon, being able to suspend it to play out another Digimon. Playing out the Pomamon, so just trying to make sure that they can't play Digimon from effects if the Gaussmon does come out. Then Digivolving into the Cherrymon for 1, and then going into the Hydramon, so that's going to be able to bottom deck that Greymon at the end of turn. But nothing was suspended, so they don't gain any memory. It does give the blue flare player a lot to work with, but might not be enough. They've hatched the Wanyamon, and they're going to put a Greymon underneath the triple tamer so that they can gain a memory and draw a card. Digivolving into the Gaussmon, so the Pomamon might come up. And then they're going to use the Great Maelstrom again to get rid of that Hydramon. Probably a wise choice, just to make sure that it's not on the field. And then they're going to unsuspend both their Mons. This is still a board state that Bloom can work with. They're going to hatch the Argomon, Digivolve into another Pomamon, and then they're going to Digivolve into the Sunflowermon again. So they'll draw a card, which will give them some options, and then they'll be able to suspend it and see if they can play something. They'll play the Mushroomon, very good card for the Bloom deck in my opinion. I'm going to suspend to Digizorb into the Blossomon. And then we'll see if they can go into a Bloom here. Yes, it is Bloomlordmon, so it does cost 4. They're going to suspend the Mushroom, and then they'll gain 3 memory, unsuspend. They get Piercing for the turn, which won't matter. They'll be able to do 2 checks by swinging at 14,000. Get another triple tamer on the board, so that is going to be even more gas for them. Going into the Quartzmon though, this is going to hurt the blue flare player. I think we've seen one of the only options that can actually stop this in Great Maelstrom. It did still cost them 3, so turn does pass over. The Gaussmon is going to move out, and it can get its effect off, but it might be redirected by the Cherrymon. They're going to do the triple tamer threat twice, so they're gaining 2 memory, drawing 2 cards, and then we'll see what they do with the rest of the turn. They're going to swing in with the Gaussmon, drawing for the Wanyamon Inheritable. It does get deleted, so they can play something. Decadramon would draw them 4 cards here. They're going to play the Greymon instead, so looking at the top 4 cards, able to grab the Blazing Memory Boost and also the Decadramon. The rest go to the bottom of the deck in any order. Then playing the Decadramon, so they'll draw 4. I really think that they're just looking for that Mailbird, and we do see that they get it. And the option here is to play the Mailbird, and then they're going to go into the Metal Greymon, so they can stop the Cherrymon and the Mushroom from being able to attack. Although they couldn't unsuspend anyway because of the effect from the Quartzmon. Looks like that's actually going to be it, because when Quartzmon attacks, they're going to be able to spend one thing, they'll be able to trash a security, then do a check, and then Pomomon can just go for game. They might do it in the other order as well. It actually doesn't matter unless it is an option that saves them here. So they're going to swing in, they are going to suspend the Metal Grey, and then they trash the top card. Second check is Disblazing, and Pomomon closes it. Even if they hadn't gone for that play and done the Great Maelstrom, they would have been able to put the Quartzmon back because they had the option in hand. They just had another one to go into anyway. So that's just the luck of the draw there, unfortunately. UFO is very good at winning games.